Chapter 7. The gate slid silently upon its oiled hinges as Bella eased it open. Looking down the road towards the Strout Manor, she could see the glimmer of a polished carriage drawing near. She stepped back towards the gate as the carriage pulled up, her three friends Shanice, Myra, and Tiffany seated inside. "Hey, Bella," they called out as the carriage drew to a halt. The coachman dismounted and opened the carriage door to help the three girls climb out. As Bella watched, she couldn't help feeling underdressed in the conservative gown she had chosen to wear. Shanice, by far the tallest of the three, got out first. She had a slender build with rich olive skin and gorgeous black hair that fell to her waist, waving in a gentle crimp. She wore a dark green gown that cinched near the middle of her rib cage, embroidered with delicate patterns of twisting leaves woven in silver thread. Behind her came Myra, wearing a light blue gown with beautiful white lace upon the sleeves and hem, white gloves drawn up over her elbows. Her golden blonde hair was curled and wrapped neatly atop her head. In her hand she carried a little blue fan, which she waved daintily as the coachman helped her out of the carriage. Lastly came Tiffany. Hiking the skirts of her bright red dress up to her knees, she ignored the coachman's hand completely, plowing out of the carriage. "Bella!" she squealed as she ran past the other two girls towards her. Her head only reached as high as Bella's bosom, but despite Tiffany's tiny frame, Bella almost toppled over when she tackled her with a hug. Tiffany drew back, her little red hat askew on top of her dark brown hair, a mischievous glimmer in her eye. "Your gowns are all very lovely," Bella remarked in admiration. "Could I have been so clumsy as to overlook an important occasion today?" Shanice waved her hand at Bella. "Oh, Bella, you're too funny. A trip down to town always merits delicate preparation. You never know who you might meet." "Yes," said Myra, fanning herself daintily. "What if he's tall and charming and asks you to dance?" Bella's three friends giggled. Bella rolled her eyes. "Well, I'll dance just as well in this gown as any other. I don't want to appear a damsel trying to get into distress." "Yes," said Tiffany, staring dreamily off into the distance. "But when one is a damsel, distress is one of the greatest places to be. Your prince will come charging in, all strong and worked up, and be like, 'Hey there, little lady, you need a hand?' And you'll be like, 'Oh my, it must be my lucky day, having someone as sweet as you in the neighborhood.' And then he'll take your hand, carry your parcels, walk you home, and the rest is history. Works every time." Bella hummed. "And how many times has this worked for you?" "Well," Tiffany chirped haughtily, "sometimes it's hard to remember the order of things. It's an art, you see." "Oh, come on, Bella," Shanice swooned. "I'm sure we'll have great fun with them today." "Fun with them?" Bella asked suspiciously. "Who might these other mysterious figures be who will accompany us today?" "Why, Bartholomew, of course," Myra said, then added dreamily. "And Mark." "And Paul," said Tiffany airily, leaning on Bella for support. "And Jason," Shanice said dryly, shaking her head. "Psh, what are you talking about, Shanice?" Tiffany exclaimed. "I'd be in distress any day if it meant getting a moment with Jason. He is so cute." "Oh, yes," Myra agreed. "This one time, I happened upon him while he was swimming." Bella groaned. "Why did you invite them?" "Actually, it was not us who issued the invitation," Myra chimed. "Your butler did. He expressed concern at us venturing down to town alone, so we urged them to accompany us, and, well, let's just say that we offered very few objections." At this, all three girls giggled again. Bella sighed. "Well, I guess it's better than sitting inside all day." Myra put her arm through Bella's. "What do you harbor against Bartholomew, Bella? He's like a prince from a fairy tale. He's strong, dashing, and his family has a very handsome estate. I recall when you were kids, you used to play in the gardens behind your house. You would pretend to be his princess." Bella took a deep breath. She remembered it as clearly as if it was yesterday. She was a little girl, only 5 years old. Her father had told her they were going over the sea and moving to a magical new land where they would have a lifetime of adventures together. However, when they arrived, their new home felt foreign, and her father was often away, leaving her desperately alone. Then, a young boy had come up from the manor down the road. He said his name was Bartholomew, and together they played, talked, and grew. He told the most amazing stories, his eyes filling with excitement as he spoke of heroes, villains, great danger, kindness, and courage. Bartholomew's house looked like a dark castle, so Bella decided that he must be a prince. He told her she was so pretty she could be a princess, but that he was no prince. He just lived with his uncle in the castle. "My real parents live far away," he told her, "on a farm in the country." Oh, how he yearned to be back with them in the fresh air where the prairies fanned out in great waves of green and gold. "One day," he would say, his eyes lighting up, "I'll go back and have my own farm. I'll have a cow, a chicken, and a goat." "Then you are a farm prince," Bella decided. "If so, then I suppose one day I shall be a cow king," he would say, and they would laugh and run, imagining they were the rulers of a rich land. Yet, Tainting the golden memory of sunshine and adventure was something dark and foreboding. A voice. Stern and cold, it sickened the safety of their fantasies, calling out after Bartholomew to summon him back to the iron gates and stone walls of his fortress home. The light dancing in Bartholomew's eyes would vanish, replaced by a shadowy dread as he turned to heed the call. Bella never asked why, and Bartholomew never told. As years passed, the light in Bartholomew's dreams faded, and the boy Bella knew grew to be a stranger. Tales of heroes and villains faded to bedtime lore, and kindness and courage seemed to wane until, "Oh, you were so cute," Tiffany squeaked, bringing Bella back to reality. Bella shook her head. "Well, I dare say we're not kids anymore. He's changed in many ways I fail to understand." "Have we not all changed since our youth?" Shanice tried. "If you would just provide him a chance, I'm sure you would discover you could still be very happy as his princess. After all, his affection for you is certainly no secret." "Forgive me for finding myself less convinced," Bella sighed. "He is frequently stern and irritable, which is hard to fathom. He spends much of his time amongst his many friends and admirers, and is never in any want or deficit, for his family is by far the richest on the hill." "Yes," Tiffany mused. "Imagine the gown you'll wear when you marry him." Looking at the drunken expression Tiffany wore as she swayed back and forth with her hands clutched to her chest made even Bella giggle. "You girls are impossible," she chuckled, rolling her eyes. "We only mean to tease, Bella," Myra said playfully. Shanice took Bella's hand. "We heard your father left again. We are very sorry for you. It is a shame. He just got home not 2 weeks ago, right?" "It's okay," Bella said, trying not to let her emotions show. After a short pause, she raised her head. "Well, if I am to meet and dance with my future prince, I suppose I mustn't present myself in this gown. Come, help me pick out something more appropriate, then we can go find the rest of our entourage." Tiffany gave a little shriek of excitement. "All right, just let me know if you want pointers on being in distress." The gaggle of girls wandered up to the mansion, unaware of Mr. Bingham slinking quietly down the road towards the Strout Manor.